Traveling champion, you took your first flight and you magnetized the entire crew to your smile. Life is such a joyous thing when you don't know better, so I guess every guru's 1,000-day journey begins trying to find a way to not know better. I read somewhere that depressed people see the world more realistically, and I always said that I thought exactly that's exactly how it is, particularly when I was depressed. But now I think life is about finding that sweet spot of delusion where you are close to your dreams, moving towards them, motivated and engaged by the reality you are in, but not oppressively looking at it square. You have to see better days ahead, better days that aren't yet there. Walk by faith and not by sight, to put it another way. Despair comes when there is no way out or through. Despair comes when hope is holding a highway sign by the highway which reads, "Just one hamburger away from a happy day." We woke up at 3 a.m. in Brooklyn. Your mama never went to sleep. Both of us packing light, only a carry-on. I brought enough gear to do a radio show and a guitar for old time's sake. Anymore, a guitar is like a traveling security blanket, and the promise that I could write that lonely motel hit always looms in the distance, twiddling his thumbs. We cultivate our energy. We lean into hope to make more hope, just like we go on runs to breathe deep, to touch the mechanics of our salvation, and pretend like we never had a wayward thought about giving up. We have hearts full of grace and wonder. We are born that way, headstrong into a world bent on the idea of beating us down, the mechanics of fear looking to our guts with switchblade eyes. We got out the house at 4 a.m. in Brooklyn. It was a winter wonderland. I wanted to take a picture of you and your mama, but she was cracking the whip. As we were late, and then I fell. My Hoka's, not made for winter, I skinned my knee and ripped through my pants before we even made it to the subway. That's a good omen, I thought, bleeding and wet. We made it to the F train and then JFK, and then our flight. Woo! Having a baby as cute as you, far from being the airport nightmare you hear about, or sometimes see as you make your way past security, acted like an easy pass upgrade. Your smile and happiness charming all the airport peeps, focusing on you, than whatever nonsense we had in our bags, full of electronics and the need to spread all over trays like a train of lost dreams going through X-ray machines. We got to stretch out in our own rows. You were a dream. You barely cried and just wielded your infectious smile like some crazy sword given to you by the gods of happiness. Woo! Your granddad picked us up with flowers for your mama and a car wrapped in dentures, fake teeth grinning as the cars passed by like the universe smiling once again. We put out things in his car. I thought, this is so poetic somehow. And I'm sure it will dawn on me 6 months from now. Life's little poetic winks, the orchestrated dance of overcoming limitations, and the people that you meet. I enjoyed meeting your mama's dad, your granddad. We shook hands and he said, "Hi, son," and then we both laughed. Lots of moments like that throughout the day, looking for places to potentially escape. NYC, riding around in that car covered in teeth, a toothy grin, speaking mechanical breezes to the highways of discontent. The man works with teeth, that's what the reason for it. But like with all of life, there are always layers everywhere. Dogs barking down weird alleyways. He dropped us for a nap at the crusty hotel we were staying at, and I stayed up degenning trades on open sea. While you and your mama passed out, your granddad had been following us on social media and wanted to make sure to take me to the park in the way so I could run before we go to all-you-can-eat sushi. I could get my run in at least 1 mile a day. My leg hurt from the fall in Brooklyn, and my pants were ripped I barely packed any clothes, so those were the only pants I really had, and I was exhausted. But him making sure I could get that run in was sweet, and I couldn't very well pump my New Year's resolution so easily. So we went to a park and I ran around a small lake. You and your mama and your granddad walked around it. And we met up with his wife and young daughter. And then all you can eat sushi, eating heavy into waves of oscillating addiction, exhaustion. The run actually lifted my energy way up. And I went on about how if I hadn't set that goal, there is no way I would have run in that situation. Sometimes resolutions are just what the doctor ordered. This morning I beat the sun and drove the smiling car to Starbucks and wrote this laying next to you and your mama still sleeping. I think I would go outside and go for a run on this day. Start it proper. If you give days nicknames, I'm gonna call this one Groove Machine. I'm feeling the vibes. Good morning.